I used to work at a t-shirt printing company, and it was a pretty good gig, all things considered. When they hired me, I was kind of in a strange, unself-aware state of being. That's important because it explains a lot of the things that I did. And when they hired me, it was after they had just been sued by Beyonce for a lot of money, so they had made a lot of changes, and the current company culture didn't really reflect the company's new organization. So when I started there, they had me taping screens down, and this was not an easy task, and I made a lot of mistakes because you had to put the tape down on the screen like perfectly, otherwise you'd have to restart, and I restarted all the time. And me being me at the time, I didn't really want to waste the tape that I was wasting. So I ended up putting it into a ball, which sort of became like a tape effigy or totem, representing every single time that I messed up. Pretty quickly, the tape ball got bigger and bigger, but I also got better at taping the screens. Over the next couple of months, the tape ball grew so slowly that I actually shaped its development, and I gave it a nose and some googly eyes. This one time after that, I walk into work, and I look where I leave the tape tumor, and it's not where I left it. And my manager spins around in a chair like a parody of a villain in a comedy movie. He's making eye contact with me, and sitting in his lap is the tape tumor. And yeah, I must have looked ashamed because he goes, "Oh, no, I love this. This is hilarious. But if our factory manager sees this, he is going to lose it. You need to hide tape baby here better, all right?" And that's how it got its name. A few more months go by, and I'm even better at taping the screen, so tape baby is growing even slower now. And I took him home with me because me and my friend were going to get him clothes for a video that I never ended up making. And my friend, she was amused by Tape Baby and his story that I told her while we were on our way to Kohl's. And we're in Kohl's, and we're in the baby section, and I feel really weird. And I ask myself, is this the only reason that I'm ever going to have for buying baby clothes? And I didn't have the answer at the time, but the answer is yes. Anyways, I just ended up grabbing a baby hat, and I said, "This is good. We'll get this." And we're walking up to buy the baby hat, and I don't know why I did this. I don't think I was thinking, but I just plop Tape Baby with the hat on down on the register, and the cashier looks at it and goes, "Oh, oh, what is this?" And I didn't know the answer to that question either. I still don't. And I just took Tape Baby back, leaving the hat, and I just said, "My bad, I just want the hat." Even later that year, I was working the second shift with a skeleton crew of workers, just to push production a little bit further to meet our deadlines. And my shift manager there, he was a really chill guy. Like, I felt like he actually cared about my well-being. And even if it was just to make sure we didn't lose out on production, I still really liked being around him. And one night, I decide Tape Baby is just complete. He's done. So I asked my manager if I can lift him up into the ceiling and place him there as a joke. And my manager thought it was funny, and he said that he would help me. The pole that we got to lift him up wasn't quite tall enough to reach the ceiling, so I opted to just place him on a ledge that was a little bit lower than that. But what I didn't realize was that that ledge wasn't actually a ledge, it was just a wall, which was then like a support beam, and then the outer wall of the building. So when I went to place Tape Baby on that ledge, me and him made eye contact one last time before he fell down between those walls to be sealed there until that building was no more. My manager said, "Oops, oh well, haha." And I echoed that response. But when we got to our cars and I got inside, I felt my true emotional response. which was utter devastation. Tate Baby was trapped between those walls, pretty much forever, and I felt absolutely crushed. A few months later, I had to quit that job, not because I have Tate Baby, but my mental health was declining even faster. Also, not because of Tate Baby. And I haven't worked there since 2020. I'm starting a new job soon, and I feel really confident going into it this time. Because I know that the mistakes that I made working at that factory are going to stay at that factory for me to not repeat them. Mistakes like taping a screen wrong, or comparing a bunch of stuck t-shirts in a box to a tight asshole in a conversation with the factory manager, or melting things with a industrial oven, and mistakes like hiding my true self until I burn out and I recede from partaking in social interaction entirely. All of those mistakes that I made I'm never gonna repeat them because they're in that factory inside Tate Baby.